Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome wherever you are on the planet. My name is Anthony Carter. I'm the host, producer, creative genius, and madman behind a brilliant movement entitled That Plant Life, a movement dedicated to supporting Black men 40 to 60 who are committed to combating hypertension without the use of medication and the addition of a whole food plant based lifestyle. Let me say that one more time for the cheap seats in the back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet. My name is Anthony Carter. I'm the host, producer, creative genius, madman, and brilliant mind behind a movement entitled That Plant Life, a movement dedicated to supporting Black men 40 to 60 who are committed to combating hypertension without the use of medication and the addition of a whole food plant based lifestyle. Welcome, come on in, get settled. Happy holidays. Let me first start by saying, for those of you who have been rocking with me for a year, today makes 1 year, almost to the day. I started this loving rant, this That Plant Life chat. I started it last year, December 26th, 2023. And I have not missed a Tuesday. And I deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate those of you who come back every week, who watch, who leave comments, who share. The viewership has been growing, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you being a part of this movement as we move into helping 100,000 of us, as in Black men 40 to 60, because I'm closer to 60, helping 100,000 of us reclaim our health, helping 100,000 of us make our health an asset and not a liability. So thank you for that. The title of today's talk is Stuff Your Stockings, Not Your Face. Reclaim Your Health. Let me say that again. Stuff your stockings and not your face. And not your face. Reclaim your health. What do we mean by that? Let me jump right in and make it short and sweet so those of us who are celebrating and cooking can get started. All right, what could we do instead of stuffing our face this season? What could we do instead of overeating, over drinking, then feeling bad about it later, then saying, I'm going to get back on the wagon come January 1st? That's everybody's claim, right? January 1, they're going to jump right in and get started. How about we stuff the stockings instead of stuffing our face? And what I mean by that is, what else could we stuff our stockings with? How about we stuff our stockings with some new traditions? How about we stuff our stockings with some new ways of being? How about we stuff our stockings with some new beliefs that will lead to some new behaviors, that will lead to reclaiming our health and feeling good about ourselves when the new year starts? How about we stuff our stockings with a different way of interacting with ourselves, with our loved ones, with our co-workers, with the dreams that we have held off on? I don't know about you folks, but this year has been, for me, a year of uncovering, dusting off, no longer lying about, no longer playing small about the dreams and things that I want to do. The funny thing about that is when you no longer do that, all these different things start bubbling up, right? All these kind of things that you push to the side pop back up. Let me give you an example of some things I pushed to the side that popped back up. I've had a couple of different jobs this year. It's been a little rough for me this year in terms of jobs and working. Well, the most recent incarnation of jobs, I started working with these wonderful seventh graders that I talk about almost every week. And I thought I was going to go in and put all this energy into teaching and learning, relearning Spanish and teaching it to young people and lesson planning and coming up with ideas and trying to figure out how to get them to Spain and trying to figure out all of that has been part of it. But one of the things that's come out of that is here I am thinking I had put my dreams of being a filmmaker, I was going to put that on the side, right? Until I could get some money together and do other things. And I tried to get a couple of things going with film this year, with these three films that I have, but it wouldn't. The harder I push, the more I beg, plead, and borrow, the further I got away from it. However, I just realized 2 days ago that in my current job, I'm working with a group of young women. It's a group of 7 young women who are 12 years old. I have produced 2 films with them in the last couple of weeks. The goal was to get it done before the end of school, which was Friday. We've done a documentary on street harassment of young women. that's getting ready to come out that they pretty much have wrapped up. We've done one, a comedy about a teacher who was very uncool, who has to be cool to get hired in this school. And all of it came out of me teaching Spanish and relearning Spanish and figuring that out. So that is an example of me stuffing myself with some new beliefs, right? Looking at, hey, the belief is I can still do this. I can still be productive. I can still have the dreams that I want, but I'm going through the side door to get to them. I'm going through the window to get through them. So those are some new beliefs. Let me leave you with this. What can you stuff yourself with anew this season, right? Let's come up with some new traditions before we go out for that third helping. That's what they called it when I was growing up. Before we go out for that third helping of that mac and cheese that uses 8 cheeses, because when I used to make macaroni and cheese, and before I knew better, I used to put 8 cheeses in my macaroni and cheese. So before we go for that third helping of that 8 cheese macaroni and cheese, before we go for another hunk of ham, before we go for the greens that when I was growing up, we used salt pork. I know those of us now who know better pretend we put smoked turkey and that's supposed to make it great. I don't know about that, folks. I've done that too. How about we don't put any of that in there? But that's a whole different conversation. But before we move into all those traditions, how about we reclaim ours with some new traditions? How about we add more vegetables this season? How about tomorrow we have um, water, right? We make sure we stay hydrated. How about we reclaim our health by saying right now, today, as it stands now, I'm gonna do some things different so that I can be around next year. Because I don't know about you, but there's a whole bunch of folks that's my age that didn't see Christmas this year. So do not let that be you. I'm gonna get out of here now. Don't want I want to end on a high note. I don't want people being I don't want gloom and doom on in a high note. My name is Anthony Carter. I'm the host, producer, creative genius, and madman behind a movement entitled That Plant Life, a movement dedicated to supporting Black men 40 to 60 who are committed to combating hypertension without the use of medication and the addition of a whole food plant based lifestyle. Let me say that one more time before I let me say that one more time for the cheap seats in the back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet, and happy holidays. My name is Anthony Carter. I'm the host, producer, creative genius, madman, and brilliant mind behind a movement entitled That Plant Life, a movement dedicated to supporting Black men 40 to 60 who are committed to combating hypertension without the use of medication and the addition of a whole food plant based lifestyle. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the folks. 1 million thank yous to the folks who have been watching me for a year. It's only going to get bigger, better, and brighter as we move into 2025 and beyond. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, let your loved ones take care of you. Tomorrow, today, and from this point onward, get some plants on that plate. Eat and eat like you got some sense. Oh, one more thing. If you decide to stuff your stockings, with some new traditions. I'd be happy to help you stuff those stockings with some new traditions. Reach out to me. I have a Calendly link in the bottom of this chat. Reach out to me. I'm doing a 30-minute free consultation. I'm also giving away 5 30-minute free coaching sessions for five Black men 40 to 60 who are interested in changing their lives and making their health an asset and not a liability. Have them reach out to me. If you know 5 Black men 40 to 60 who are committed, dedicated, want something different, and would like a free 30-minute coaching session with me, by all means, have them reach out to me. The link is below. I will talk with you soon.